Guys, it's me Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. So today I am doing my February haul, and I bought a lot of books in February. I've got a lot of books in February. To be fair, it is also my birthday month was in February. I turned 26. I know I look young, but I also received some gifts, and then Princess came over, which you guys saw in the vlog that came out before this. But she came out, she drove up, love her for that, her and her husband Mike, and we went to a bookstore crawl. So I got a lot of books. I got a total of 27 books in February. We're not going to see the amount of money I spent, because that's unfair. Now, let's get to it. Let's get to this haul, because we're going to be here a minute. Heads up, I'm not going to go over a lot of descriptions of these books. I will try to do like one sentence, maybe. But I'm not reading full descriptions of all these books because no one got time for that. So the first two books I'm going to talk about, I don't have them right here. They're on my shelves, and I'm not pulling them off my shelves because I've already read them. And that is a U.S. edition of Sun and Blood and Ruin, gender-bent Zorro retelling set in Mexico. Amazing. You could see my spoiler review on my channel. And then the next book is An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson. This is a Carmela retelling, Dark Academia, Sapphic, Vampires. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just finished that. You'll see that in my March wrap-up. Now let's get to the books here on this very precarious pile. Wish me luck that it doesn't fall and end me. It's taller than I am on this chair. First book I have to show y'all is Jean Grey by the iconic writer Louise Simonson. This is Louise Simonson's return to the X-Men, and she is doing a solo look at Jean Grey. This happens after Jean's death, and it's like Jean talking with like herself in the spirit, in the cosmic, because you know she's Phoenix. But very excited to read this. I love Jean. She's not my favorite X-Men, but I'm very excited to read this because I just enjoy X-Men. And like Louise Simonson returning to X-Men, iconic. Next book I have here is The City of Stardust. I got this as a Valentine's gift from my mama because she took me to Barnes & Noble and I got like 2 books. So this is by Georgita Summers. I believe this is a Dark Academia book, and it's a portal fantasy, I believe. And I think there's keys involved. Oh, to fall, please. Okay. Next is The Daughters of Idazar. This was given to me by the lovely Christine from Live at My Library. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. This is a book set in a fantasy-inspired Egypt, I believe. And our main character is a water summoner. She can control water weaver. And I believe it's Sapphic. And I think the other girl uses air magic. But I'm very excited to get into this. I have a whole dedicated like TBR kind of planned out for a book like this. Next is Worm's Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. This was the second book I got from for Valentine's Day by my mama's. And this is Catherine Arden's another book by Catherine Arden from Bear and the Nightingale. This is about ghosts in World War I. Very excited. I love Catherine Arden's writing. Next is God Killer by Hannah Kaner. This is a book that was sent to me from Jen. Thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate it. Appreciate everything about you. You are amazing. One of my great friends from Bookstagram. But this is about a girl who can kill gods, and she has to team up with one. So, very excited to read this. I was supposed to read this in February, but I never got to it, so I will be reading this very soon. Next books are from Malia. Leah, my friend, she's somewhat in the book sphere. She's been on a couple of my sprints, and she's on Instagram. But I love you, girl. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for these gifts. You really didn't have to do this, and I appreciate it. But she got me The Invocationist by Crystal Sutherland. This is about witches, and I think a witch makes a deal with a demon. Beautiful cover. Gorgeous. Next book she got me was The Ebony Gate, Part 1 of the Phoenix Horde by Julie V. and Ken Bell, I hope I pronounced that right. This is basically like if John Wick was a badass Asian woman, Chinese woman, and She's the Butcher of Beifong. Badass magic. Excited to read this. Next book we have here is... the last book she got me was The Alchemy of Moonlight. This is gave werewolves in a, like, Regency setting, I believe. Very excited. Love this cover. Next is a book that I had pre-ordered when it came out, and that is Justice Society of America, The New Golden Age. So, this is the theme in the DC Comics that predates the Justice League, and it's got, like, all the Golden Age heroes, like the Golden Age Flash, Golden Age Green Lantern. I'm excited to read the style of Huntress, especially if this is Earth 2 Huntress, who is the daughter of Batman and Catwoman. So I am very excited about that. And I just like the GSA. It's about time to get more love. Okay, next book is a book I bought on my crawl with Princess, which is a book I'm surprised I did not have yet, but I'm very excited to read this year. That is Family Lore by Elizabeth Azevedo. This is her first adult novel, I believe. And this is also magical realism. I love Elizabeth Azevedo. I love magical realism. Very excited for this. Next is another book gotten during the Barnes & Noble, print book crawl, and that is Mermaids Never Drown, Tales to Die For. Anthology about mermaids. This is the sequel to Vampires Never Get Old. Zardovia Cordova is the editor. Love her. Enjoyed Vampires Never Get Old. Excited to get into this. Next book is a book I got from my tia, because my grandma and them came to town. My nana came into town, and so my tia bought me this, and that is Sergi Mas, House of Flame and Shadow. I was going to buy it, and she was like, I'll buy that for you, sweetie. And I was like, thank you, tia. And, I mean, this is the third book. I wanted to get it. I'm going to probably might read this next month. We'll see if I eventually get to it. But I was like, I need to just buy it so that I have it. But it's Crescent City. Sarah J. Maas doesn't need anybody else telling you what it's about. It's Sarah J. Maas. Okay, next is These Deadly Prophecies by Andra Tang. This is about a Chinese, I think Chinese, I could be wrong. I think it was China, it might not though. I don't know why. Okay, but about a sorcerer's apprentice. When the sorcerer dies, the sorcerer's apprentice and his youngest son have to try to solve the murder because they're the number one victims. They're the number one, suspects. Very excited to read this. Also very short, so I'm hoping I can get this in for like magical readathon or something. Next is a book I've been really excited about, and that is The Diablo's Curse by Gabe Cole Novoto. This is about a demon who doesn't want to be a demon anymore, so he's trying to break all his deals. Turns out one of the deals is keeping a cute boy alive. Very excited to get to. Whew, almost there. Next is another book I got on the book crawl, and that was Medea by Eilish Quinn. This is a book about the witch Medea from Greek mythology. Very Circe vibes, but it is Medea. Very excited to read this. I love Medea as a character. Whew. Okay. Next we have Occulta. It's a sequel to Nocturne. This is a Latin-inspired world in fantasy. I read the book 1. Book 2, this was on sale at the bookstore when I went to the book crawl. And I'm excited to get to finish this trilogy. The trilogy is now completed. And book 1 was interesting enough. So I am excited to see what happens with book 2. Okay, next book we have is The Eternal Ones by Namina Forna. This is a girl, the Gilded Ones, the last book in the Gilded Ones trilogy. This was a gift from Princess. Thank you, Princess. Again, I can't thank Princess enough for coming to visit me. Like, she went out of her way to drive up and visit me, her and her husband, Mike. And I just really, from the bottom of my heart, deeply appreciate that. I would take a bullet for you guys. But yeah. Excited to get to this, wrap up the series. Next, another sequel. We got the Atlas Paradox sequel to the Atlas 6. Dark academia with magic, competition. Stuck up hot people. The worst kind. Next, we have These Twisted Bonds, which is a sequel to These Hallowed Vows. Faye, Girl Must Choose. Whew. Okay, last two. We have The Cursed Rose by Leslie Vedder. The first book is The Bone Spindle, which is a Sleeping Beauty meets Indiana Jones gender bent retelling. Love it. We also have like Badass Girl and Witch Love Interest. Very excited to finish this trilogy. Last book I have here. Whew, that was a while. Okay. Last book I have here is A Tall Dark Trouble by Vanessa Montalban. This is a Latinx witchy story about two sisters that I think are trying to solve a mystery. Princess hates this cover because of the faces, but I love it because of the hair color. But yeah, I am very excited to get into this. You know, it's witches, it's Latinx. Say less. Like, that's all you had to say, honestly. Another book I know I got this month, but I don't know where it is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And that is Ali Hazelwood's first paranormal romance about a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf. And I'm excited to get into that when I eventually do. But what did you guys buy? Did you guys buy as much as I did? Did anybody get more books than I did this month? And thank you to everybody who sent me gifts. Like, I truly appreciate you guys. From, like I said, the bottom of my big old fat heart. I deeply appreciate you guys. I deeply appreciate all the friends I've made on BookTube, and hope to make more. I will see y'all later. Bye!